Hey guys, so just getting in out here to Milwaukee, and a lot of guys have always asked me, how do I travel with fifth scale cars? And that's kind of been one thing that I've learned over the last several years that I've been traveling with them. My first event with them was actually up in Canada for their nationals, and I was like, how do I get these big cars out to this place in basically a manner that won't break the bank, where I have to put these things on a pallet to get them out there, especially since we have so much gear. A lot of us have trailers with all of our stuff. So how do you pare down? How do you get the right gear to be able to travel with these things on a plane? And what are the little tips and secrets on how to get these things here efficiently, just all together? So one of the main things is you'll see right here, this is an OGO 9800 hauler bag. I've got two of these things. It houses all of my gear, as far as extra parts, tools, just everything. They're really sturdy. They have a nice sled on the back. They run about 200 bucks. But these are highly recommended. A lot of guys within the RC industry have come to use this bag. Fits everything really nice, and it protects all of your stuff. And then I also have a military loadout bag that houses my car. If I have both fifth scales, I'll bring two of them that I have. They don't have that particular bag anymore, but you can get like the grit bag, the hockey bag, I believe. If you can get something that's small enough, you just need to check your dimensions of your vehicle before you get those bags. So just kind of wanted to go through just an overall overview of what I do. So there's a couple things that you need to know beforehand before you actually travel with them. One, probably the biggest thing, is that you're not supposed to have anything that's had gasoline in it inside of the plane itself. So now that we have our gas tanks, of course, and we have our engines, those are kind of a big no-no. Anything that's a combustible engine, they really don't want on the plane. So I take both of those, as well as like my oil filter oil, my oil for my gasoline, anything that's a liquid you can't take on, anything that's an aerosol you can't take on, your butane torch, that's a definite no-no. So all those things you cannot have on the plane itself. And what I do is I'll get a nice box. I actually like the Proline box that they have when they have at their big events and everything like that, and they're taking tires from. See if you can grab a Proline box from like Daniel or one of those guys, and or if you get Proline tires or something like that. That's a really good box for it, because it fits the engines really nice, because I put them within a box to protect the engines. I'll show you guys that later on how I pack my engines and get them in, because I have it as one complete unit. It comes out of the car, it goes into the box, and it gets shipped to the destination itself. So that's just and you'll have to do that and usually ship within 7 days ahead of time. You can get UPS or FedEx ground, and it'll usually cost you, if you have anywhere from 30 to 50 pounds, it's anywhere from 30 to 50 bucks. It seems to be. It's like $1 a pound with them, and that's a really good way to get your stuff there, as far as your your tanks and your engines. So the other thing is packing up for the actual cars themselves, and your tools and everything else. So with these bags, it can get pretty expensive if you have a ton of bags and if they're overweight. So they have to be within 50-pound limit. Usually you're limited to kind of 2 before they start to really upcharge you. So realistically, I got 2 of these bags for free. I got 100 pounds worth of stuff for free, and I had to pay $75 for my third bag. But as you get the third, fourth, fifth, sixth bag, it can get pretty expensive. It will be 75, 75, 75. So try to keep that down to a minimum. Usually when I travel with 2 cars, I have 4 bags. I've got 2 bags for all my parts and everything, and then I'll have 2 bags for the cars, and that's that. That'll be my 4 bags. And the thing is like, everything is clean on my car. I go through my cars completely, because when you travel out here, you don't know if there's going to be a hobby shop. You don't know what people are going to have. You might have special stuff on your car that's modified. So I always like to go through my vehicles completely, clean them down to basically everything, get them back together, that they're fresh, they're dialed, and the chances that anything's going to happen to them is next to zero. So that's a huge thing, is prepping all of your stuff way beforehand and getting them dialed in. So we'll go through my bags here, see what I pack, and just kind of go through what you guys need when you travel with these Fisco cars, because it's really easy once you know the little tips and tricks of doing it. Before, I used to have 4 of these OGO bags. I bought 2 others, so that was $400 right there, and then I had to disassemble both of my cars completely down to the chassis to fit and Tetris everything in, because one of the main things that was with these OGOs, you cannot fit the cars in because they're not tall enough and they're not wide enough for the cars themselves. You have it as far as the width, you're fine right here, but for that it would not fit a 5th scale truck inside of it. So I had to get these other special bags, but anyways, we'll go into that a little bit later. Let me turn you guys around here and we'll see what we got going on with these bags. So you can see this is kind of my setup here. I have kind of opened them up here so you guys can check it out. I'm doing this video because there's nobody in the airport right now. Realistically, I'm here wicked early in the morning for an event, and I got here and I just wanted to show you guys how I pack for these things, because it is kind of a gray area, because it's easier with 10 scale and with 8 scale, because one is they really don't know what they kind of look like. They look more like toys, and they're not as heavy, and they fit in these bags pretty easily. So a lot of guys, and a lot of 5th scale guys, are not privy to some of the stuff with traveling with other scales. So you're going to kind of go through it. You use like your tires and everything like that as like packing material. You got your foam here. You're going to have your radio. Some guys like to take this on with them. Make sure that you guys take out your lithium batteries. So your LiPo batteries, make sure out of your controller and out of your car itself that you're able to, that you take them out and you put them into your bags. So you have your part in my bag. I love this bag because it fits everything. It's at the extent of everything. And then you have a backpack there. You're able to take one carry-on and a backpack. I always like to take a little power strip with me, everything like that. Your LiPos are in there as well, and they do not want those underneath the plane, so you have to take your LiPos out as well. You're going to see I've got a little canister here of all of my oils that I need for everything, and this will be a full array of kind of what you need just in emergencies. You kind of go with the base setup, but you never know what track you're going to hit and how it's going to be. I'll pack this a little bit nicer later. You're going to have, I've got I got my drills in here. You're going to notice I do not have the batteries inside them. The batteries for those are also in my bags over there. You're going to notice I got these little plano cases. These are really nice for storing this bigger stuff. See if I can get those on the website soon. And we got this one here. We got a small charger there. We've got some extra bearings. We've got a carburetor. Just everything like that, like little extra things you're gonna want to need, or you're going to need for getting all this stuff ready. And then I think I also have a pit mat in here as well, and some extra wheels and stuff like that as packing material to kind of get everything going. So we'll go over to the other OGO here. We'll leave the car bag for last. I've got a little stand here that I can use. This is super efficient. I love my Axis stand, but this guy will work for the weekend. And if I can borrow an Axis stand, which those guys will probably have for me out there, that'll be nice. I also have a full box here of all of the plastic pieces. So basically every plastic piece on the truck, I have set arms on here. I've got them pre-ground there for my boots, my JKE boots on there. Just kind of everything prepped beforehand so that you're not without, because you never know if a hobby shop is out here and it's got that part. So you kind of want to almost carry one of everything. If you break a chassis, you're probably having other problems, so I don't bring that, but I have a spare engine with me. I've got just about a spare of everything for the vehicle itself. I got more tires here as packing material, another miscellaneous box. I got my tools here in this plano box. These are really, really nice as well. And try and pack light. Don't try and pack all your tools or all your parts or anything like that, because you have to get these cars, or you have to get these bags underneath 50 pounds, or I think it's like 50.9 pounds to get them on the plane. And they're pretty strict about that. They'll make you move stuff if anything. So then the cool bag right here. We've got the car bag. This is a military loadout bag. What I got, they're actually discontinued right now. You're going to see they had an inspection notice that they inspected it, but I do not have my engine or my tank in here. So it's pretty all set, and it's all dialed in. So you're going to notice that I also have more packing material in here that's going to be protecting it somewhat. Take some of this stuff out of here. I've got foams in here. I got a pit light. So you just kind of go through a checklist basically of what you need. Pit board, pit light, pit lamp, your tools. And you're going to notice like my car is completely clean here. It's all dialed in, fresh, making sure that everything is a-okay ahead of time, and that I'm not going to have any issues out there when I put everything together. It goes together, it starts up, and it runs, and I know that everything's tight, fresh, new, and ready to go, because I don't want any issues when I'm out there trying to represent for the weekend and I'm breaking down and everything like that. So I'm making sure that my car is prepped ahead of time. It usually takes me a couple days to do it, and a couple late nights, but it's very worth it, and the proof is in the pudding. So I definitely want to be finishing with this thing. Another thing is I take off the shocks, so there's no pressure on holding this thing up, because they are so powerful that the whole car will sit up in the bag with the shocks on there. But I just have the shocks there because of the aeration of the shocks. You might want to bleed those things because when it goes up in the plane, something happens to the oil and stuff like that. But you can bleed those, and they should be just fine. You're going to notice I have my fenders off on the back here. They do not fit with this bag, so I just have to take those off, and they store right on in here. I also have my air filters in here. You're going to notice that I also take off my push-pull steering setup, just so that when the bag's getting knocked around, that it's not hitting my servo, and it's not taking that off as well, and possibly damaging my servo in there. You see I have wheels here, extra tires, foams, just realistically just everything that I need, that I don't have to rely on anybody to make sure that I have stuff for the week. And I bring both an array of tires. I've got the J Concepts reflexes here, and then I also have the chasers for something that's going to be if we have a little bit of rain, or if it gets a little bit rutted out there. Those are the two tires of choice that we got there. And I've also have my boots just in case it rains, stuff like that, and if it gets muddy out there on the track, because you never know with fifth scale tracks. So another helpful tip, guys, is I always tow my bags. So you'll see me, I've hooked up 6 bags before. You basically attach one to another in the front, and you just pull them behind you, and it creates a train. So definitely get these. I think you can actually get some of these like $1 or something like that, or like at the 99-cent store, $3 or something, or even at Home Depot. They don't cost a lot. They don't need to be the ones that hold you from like seeing not for climbing. Like you don't need to be, you know, scaling Mount Everest with these things. So they only need to hold the bag and pull them along. Also, you're going to want a TSA specific lock. They have these at Walmart, Target, anywhere you really want. I'm sure you can get some on Amazon or anywhere. You can get these things anywhere. It's Target. I got the combination ones. You want to have it where it's got the key, where they can open these things. If not, they will cut your lock. But it's just something, if somebody's going to get in, they're going to get in anyways. But you can notice with the OGIO bags, they got these nice locks on here. Somebody can get in there really easy if they have just even some bolt cutters or even some pliers or anything like that. They can get these things off, but it's just kind of a nice deterrent, as well as your bags aren't going to come open on you, and you're going to lose anything during that. So you definitely want a TSA specific lock. So I think I kind of went through it. I got the 2 OGIO bags there, my military loadout bag that I have there. You just have to check the sizes. And then I've got, of course, my backpack and my my carry-on for all my clothes and everything like that. So I'll usually pack within that green bag. That thing will almost be sometimes 50 pounds itself if I have product and anything like that that is safe to go onto the plane, and get everything dialed in, as well as I've got my laptop and all my other stuff. I've got a power strip over there of what I need for when I need to do my mod work and everything like that. So this has been the most efficient way, guys, to get these cars here. I've traveled for 10 scale and 8 scale before, obviously, and it's pretty foolproof. I've never had anything taken from me. It's always gotten here. They'll open up the bag, they'll check what's going on. But as long as you don't have anything in there that's going to be of issue, they're not going to be messing with you. So that's the main thing, guys, is just be prepared, you know, for traveling with these things. And let me kind of see if I can get right there. So that's the main thing, is just making sure that you're prepared at all times for traveling with these things. And it's really easy, and a lot of these events around the country are a lot of fun. Going out to the U.S. Championships. That's why this video is being made right now. That's in Wisconsin. And then we've got races like the Canadian National, super fun, out there at Walton, and those guys up there. Gus is an awesome dude up there. And just overall, just traveling to some of these events around the country are a lot of fun. And you know what? It's not that expensive. If you can wheel and deal and everything like that. I think I use my points on Southwest, so I got a free plane ticket. I would get a free plane ticket here and back, but I'm actually flying to Canada after this, and I think it's like another $180. So you can get somewhere for under $300 round trip, usually $300 to $400, kind of anywhere around the country. If you're in the continental United States, of course, or going to Canada, it's not that expensive. Get stuff a month ahead of time, at least, for getting plane tickets. Search around for hotels, and even if you can stay with anybody, if you got any buddies up there, or even tent it, you know, if you really want to do that and stay right there at the track. You know, a lot of us don't have problems with that, as far as the 5th scale crew, and some guys have even go down to Walmart, pick up a sleeping bag if you wanted to, in a tent, and chill there, you know, with your rental car, and just go and take showers somewhere. But overall, it's I like to stay. I've got friends out here. I'll stay with them in their RVs and stuff like that. It helps cut costs with the hotels and motels and stuff like that. If you can get a cheap motel or something, it's worth it. But sometimes getting up in $150, $200 sometimes for a hotel can add up really quick, when realistically you need a shower and somewhere to lay your head at night, and that's basically it, because if not, you're at the track the rest of the day, so you're there for basically 6-7 hours sleeping. And then with rental cars, you can always search, you know, cheap rental cars. I think I got mine for $180 or something like that. You're gonna have food. So the trip's gonna cost you anywhere from maybe $500 to $1,000 for a weekend. And that's food, that's supplies. You're going to want to get like Simple Green, WD-40, blue towels. So you're always going to go down, stock up, go down and get yourself water bottles, get a little disposable ice chest, stuff like that. So it doesn't cost that much to actually do it once you're done. You can keep costs low with packing these things right. So you're going to have the initial investment of getting the bags, getting the cases, getting what you need to keep all your stuff proper. So you'll have that initial investment, but it's like a hobby, like everything else. And it does cost money to do. But you can be smart with your money, you can be frugal, you can look for the deals. So just overall, guys, just kind of wanted to lead you through how I do it. This is the best way that I've found to get my vehicles to and from point A to point B safely, where they're not giving me any trouble. They show up, and my engines are there. I'm able to race, able to have a good time, experience the rest of these crowds, because fifth scale in general, you guys know how chill it is at the tracks in your local area, and that just goes with the overall people in general. So it's just it's a family, the fifth scale family. It's a lot of fun, and getting out here and enjoying these other events that aren't just in your local area. This is the map on how to travel with them. So if you were worried about it, and some guys, you might be able to get away with 2 bags. I bring a lot of stuff with me, as well as I have product, so I might be an exception to the rule. But I find it hard when the car itself is like 20 some pounds, I'm sure, without the engine and stuff like that. 20-25 pounds. Your bag is about 14 pounds. So that and a set of tires and something else, and you're almost up to 50 pounds on that one. Then you have all your tools, your guns, as far as your drills and stuff like that, and your tools, and it just starts to add up quick as far as the pounds and everything like that. Because if you get over that 50 pounds, they jump you to the next bracket, and I think it's an automatic $75 hit when you go between 50 and 75 pounds. So they'll really start to tack on those extra fees when you don't fall within their guidelines, because then it's considered like oversized or overweight baggage. So you can always pack in your bags. You can always pack your heavier stuff. Sometimes my little bag will weigh 40 pounds, and I have my backpack that'll be weighed down with stuff. So kind of you're able to work the system, and you can always carry a couple more coats with you. You don't have to stuff them in there. So the main thing is just keeping weight down in these other bags. But I personally pack a lot. I usually have the full arsenal with me, so I want to be prepared at every event. So I choose that extra cost just for the peace and just safety, of being able to not have to rely on anything where it could possibly cause for disaster if something breaks and nobody has a part. So I always come pretty prepared with just about a backup of everything: backup engine, backup servos, backup batteries, backup rims. I have one spare rim just in case one breaks, because they're bead locks. I've got spare rings, spare one of each front and rear shock spare. So I just make sure that totally covered. So anyways, guys, just want to lead you through this. This was modspeedshop.com, speed tip. And this is just how I work it and how I do it. So anyways, guys, I know the video has been long, but I just kind of wanted to go through everything. Drop a comment, let me know what you guys think, and if you have any questions on anything, and I'll get right back to you. So thank you again for tuning in. Thank you for the fifth scale support. Thank you for the mod support, and we're growing the business and just keep moving forward. So you guys have a blessed day. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.